Hi, I'm Keith and welcome to my art studio, where today I'm going to do something killer. A killer clown, that is. This guy was fun to do. Fun, and he was easy and fun to do. And you know, if you follow me, I will have a video right after this where I show you how do I do this. I got to use my cartoon styles, my comic book styles, and it was a blast to do. So stay tuned. But before I go, I want to ask you to like and subscribe, and please make some comments. Tell me if you think the colors are good, if the design is good, if it sucks. Just let me know so I know you're out there. And it helps my channel grow if you do. So please, comment. And here's the video. I'm really surprised that I haven't done this before. I mean, on this channel. Back in the day when I was in college, I remember doing a killer clown. It was a full-size poster. It was pretty cool. And I've done things like this also. But on this channel, I just never really got into it. So today I thought I'd try something different, a little killer clown. I knew once I had my original drawing it was going to work out. I just knew it. I had a good feeling about it. So right now I'm going over my main drawing with my 6B as in boy pencil, which gives me nice, thick, dark lines and makes it look really super good. It almost looks like ink. That's why I do it. I do inking as well. On this one I don't know if I even inked this one at all. But I'm not going to go back and change it now because I really love the way it looks. So I'm putting in my darks, a little bit of cross hatching, a little bit of some lines, contour lines, and I'm putting on my nose. I had an idea for my nose. I wanted to kind of look like it was a metal reflective object. So I put the highlight on there. I'm doing that red, and I'm trying to nail the reflections so it kind of looks like it's almost like a Christmas bulb. Next, I put on my ink wash. Now, I may have made a mistake here because I used to put my pencils on first and inked it second because sometimes the colored pencils won't stick to the ink. I use Prismacolors and they are pretty good. I have another brand, I won't say who they are, but they don't stick as well to the ink wash. So in the future, when I do this kind of stuff, I'm pretty sure I'll do all my pencil work first and do my inking second. So right now I'm using my ink wash to do my shading, and that's my favorite way of doing it. Ink wash to me means everything. I have a bottle of ink, and I have some little tray, and I water it down till I get about 60% gray, and I go over and I put all my shading in, and it's more effective and it looks better than using a pencil for shading. And I do both. Don't get me wrong. I go in here with a pencil and I do a lot of shading. This is a mixed media work, and right now I'm using some yellow to do his makeup. Now I did not plan to use yellow. I think what happened was I looked down at my table and saw the yellow pencil and thought, well, let's just try that. I don't plan much with my drawings. I probably should plan more. My work would probably look better if I did. But I kind of go on the fly with this stuff, and now I'm adding a little bit of orange, looks like, around his eyes. I thought I want to make him look bloodshot, but I didn't do it dark enough. But it looks good. It looks really good. So I get some yellow here, a red nose. Eventually, he gets some green in his hair. And I'm not trying to do the Joker here. That was not my intention. But I think, once again, I had two green pencils sitting down there, so I just grabbed them. I really need to plan this stuff out ahead of time. There was a time I used to look at color charts and try to figure things out. But those color charts don't really do much for me. They're the kind of color charts you see for house painting. But color's color anyway. So I'm going in, making his mouth a little bit red with some orange mix. And right now I am shading with a pencil. Like I said before, I shade both ways. So I shade the pencil because I didn't think the ink wash was dark enough. I could have darkened my ink wash, but I didn't want to go back and do that. So I grabbed my green pencil. I'm putting in my dark greens over my sketching in my hair. And sketching to me is a blast. I like sketching. I think I'm halfway decent at it. So I then grabbed a different pencil, which is a different brand, which it doesn't come off as good. Next time I'm at the art store, I need to get some lighter pencils, but make sure they're Prismacolors. I'm learning more and more about this all the time because I just got into pencil work about 6 weeks ago. Prior to that, not pencil, colored pencil. I've been using pencils since I was 5 years old. But I do a lot of acrylic painting on this channel. If you see that right there, I gave him a Marilyn Manson eyeball. Isn't that cool? It's on the right side of the screen. And then I gave him a green eye on the left because I wanted him to look really crazy like Marilyn. I'm a huge Marilyn Manson fan anyway. So I actually thought about ordering a contact lens so when I do my video intros, I could wear it and freak you guys out. But I don't want to spend $30 on a contact lens. I haven't worn contacts in years. I actually wear glasses and I take them off for my intros because the light glitters on my lenses. Anyway, I am now going in with some white paint. and I'm doing my highlights. And you can tell at the very end is the funnest part, because I love doing the highlights. I just put highlights on the earrings I put on him. I put the highlights on the teeth. When you get to this point, it is so cool. I just want to put this thing on a mug or on a blanket or on a T-shirt, because it looks so good. But I don't know. I probably won't do that. Anyway, so this is the time when I need to ask you to please, again, like and subscribe. If you do like what I'm doing, let me know, because I need some feedback. You guys just don't talk to me. Please talk to me. I feel so alone out here making these crazy pictures. Because I have many more I'm going to do, because I have 444 right now subscribers. I need to get to 1,000. And if you could help me out, I'd appreciate it. Get me to 1,000. Liking and subscribing is a cool thing. I'm using my pencil right now. Signing my name. So here's the final product right here. See, that would look cool on a mug or a T-shirt, don't you think? Hi, I'm Keith, and welcome to my art studio, where today I have something fun. I usually say special, but this one's fun, because look at this guy. He's kind of a caricature, kind of like what you get at the mall, or maybe at the amusement park, or at the fair, where you sit down, you pay $30 and they draw your picture. I used to do that kind of stuff. That's why doing this guy was pretty easy. But I do sci-fi fantasy characters. And if you've been following my page for a while, and I hope you have been, you notice I put these two big old fangs on this guy, and all of a sudden he's a fantasy character. He has green hair too. Now, I just drew this guy, spent about 2 hours working on it, and made a video, and I'm going to show it to you, so stay tuned. But before I do, I want to ask you to like and subscribe, and leave me a comment, and let me know what you think of this stuff. He's mostly colored pencil. There's ink wash in there, and a little bit of acrylic white for highlights. Otherwise, he's a pretty fun cartoon. He's a fantasy character. Anyway, stay tuned.
As I take on the challenge of learning to draw from scratch and see if I can actually create something decent by the end of the video. Drawing is one of those skills that seems intimidating at first, but trust me, it's way more fun and accessible than you think. Anyone can learn to draw, regardless of their current ability. It's all about having a willingness to learn and practice. One of the biggest things that holds people back from drawing is the fear of not being good enough. I get it, it can be scary to put yourself out there and risk looking silly. But here's the thing, everyone starts somewhere. Even the most talented artists you see online or in galleries were once beginners. They didn't pick up a pencil and instantly create a masterpiece. Another misconception is that you need to have some kind of natural talent to draw. That's just not true. Drawing is a skill that can be learned with practice and patience. It's like riding a bike or playing an instrument. At first, it's going to feel awkward, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll become. Some people might think, but I don't know where to start. That's a fair question. The truth is, getting started is often the hardest part. You don't need a lot of fancy equipment or classes to begin drawing. Just a pencil and paper will do. Let's get started with some basic drawing techniques. One of the simplest things you can do is practice drawing shapes. Circles, squares, triangles, these are the building blocks of most objects. Try drawing a few different shapes and see how they can be combined to create more complex forms. Lines are another fundamental element of drawing. You can use different types of lines to create texture, depth, and emotion in your drawings. For example, smooth lines can create a sense of calmness, while jagged lines can create a sense of energy. When you're first starting out, it's easy to get discouraged if your drawings don't look like you expect them to. But don't worry, that's totally normal. The key is to keep practicing and not be too hard on yourself. Try experimenting with different line weights and textures. This will help you develop your own unique style and voice. And most importantly, have fun with it. Drawing is a journey, not a destination. Let's do a quick drawing project from start to finish. I'm going to draw a simple still life using some basic shapes and lines. I'll start by sketching out the overall composition with a light pencil mark. Then, I'll begin adding in more details and textures. As I work on this drawing, I want you to think about how you can apply these same techniques to your own work. Don't worry too much about making mistakes, just enjoy the process of creating. Okay, my still life drawing is coming along. I've added some basic shapes, lines, and textures. Now, I'm just going to add a few finishing touches and voila! We've got a completed drawing. The most important thing to remember is that drawing is a skill that improves with practice and patience. Don't expect to create a masterpiece right away, but do expect to have fun and see progress over time. If you've made it this far, I'd love to see your own drawings. Share them in the comments below and let's get a community going. Check out my other art tutorials for more tips and inspiration, and thanks for drawing along with me today. Join me as I take on the challenge of creating stunning art using only highlights and shadows. Let's see if I can bring my vision to life. When we talk about creating amazing art, one of the most crucial elements that can make or break a piece is the use of highlights and shadows. These two elements work together to create depth, dimension, and realism in our artwork. Highlights are the brightest areas where light directly hits, while shadows are the darkest areas where light is blocked. Mastering the balance between them can transform a flat image into a vibrant, lifelike scene. Many artists struggle with getting highlights and shadows just right. One common issue is overdoing it. Too many highlights can make an image look washed out, while too much shadow can make it look flat. Another challenge is understanding where to place them. It's easy to get caught up in details and forget about the overall light source, which can lead to confusing and unnatural-looking shadows. Sometimes, artists might not even realize they're making these mistakes until it's too late. To make matters worse, different mediums handle highlights and shadows differently, which can be overwhelming. And let's not forget, capturing the right mood or atmosphere with highlights and shadows can be tricky. To effectively add highlights and shadows, we need to think about our light source. Where is it coming from? How strong is it? This helps us decide where our highlights and shadows should be. A simple trick is to use a range of values, from pure black for deep shadows to pure white for highlights. This range gives our artwork depth,